Hi, and welcome to my channel, Time with Tina. Of course, I'm Tina, and this is my first video, and I just wanted to introduce myself and maybe give a little tiny insight to kind of what my channel is going to bring. I retired early. I have transitioned, moving from the US to the UK. I love doing hobbies. I love to travel. And I am very into nutrition. Of course, I am human and I make a lot of mistakes. And so maybe I can teach you some of those mistakes and you can learn from me. And so that way you don't make them as well. Today, I want to actually focus in on a healthy thing. I am on hour 115 of a 5-day fast. So I'm getting ready to end my fast 5 days soon, in a few hours. And overall, I feel really good. So it's a water fast. I have done minerals throughout the fast, and I highly recommend doing minerals. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionalist. This is just my experience of what I have felt during my 5-day fast and what I have learned. I do follow on YouTube Dr. Mindy Pelz, which is really big into fasting, and also Dr. Berg. So between those two doctors, I highly recommend searching them in YouTube and watching several of their videos. Dr. Berg actually has a 5-day water fast, and what does it mean and what happens to your body. And one of the things that I retired early from is because of my health. My health was kind of declining, and I felt it was necessary for me to retire and get rid of the stress of work and really focus in on my health and getting healthy. And part of that is my fasting lifestyle. I've been fasting for about 15 years or so. I do intermittent fasting almost every day. And that goes from intermittent fasting is about, for me, it's anywhere between 12 hours to about, 17, 18 hours. And that's on every day. Usually my husband and I will do a 24 to 36 hour fast once a week. So we've been doing that for several years now. And occasionally what we do, usually it's twice a year, one in January and then one usually in the fall. We do a 3-day water fast. And then very occasionally I up it to a 5-day water fast. So I am doing a 5-day water fast specifically for me. I have some ailments. I have arthritis. I have an autoimmune disease, Hashimoto's, with the thyroid. I have a lot of joint ache. I've been diagnosed with fibromyalgia as well as bilateral carpal tunnel syndrome. So I have some pain in my arms and my wrists, and with the carpal tunnel syndrome, as well as the fibromyalgia and the arthritis. And when I do a 5-day water fast, I feel great after it's done. I'm not going to say that it's not hard. It is hard to get through it, and I do have a lot of tools in my tool belt given to me by some of the doctors that I mentioned earlier, reviewing their protocols on how to do fasting. And I have implemented them into my lifestyle when I fast, and I am able to get through the fast successfully. Sometimes not successfully. Sometimes I did a 5-day water fast earlier this year because I was specifically trying to fix an ailment with my neck. Last May, I woke up one day and all of a sudden I couldn't move my neck at all. I was having daily headaches, and this had lasted all the way into January. And I decided to do a 5-day water fast to really increase the growth hormone production in my own body, to help focus the healing in my body in hopes that it would fix some of my neck and the headaches that it was bringing. And it did. Like, if the pain was prior to that fast was a 6 on a daily basis with headaches and being able to turn my neck, it went down to about a 2 shortly after the 5-day fast. And then has progressively gotten down smaller. Now I think it's just barely a 1 with the headaches. Sometimes I don't feel the headaches at all. And other times I'm like, oh, yep, there it is. But on that 5-day water fast, I didn't succeed. I didn't quite make it to 5 days. I got to 4.5 days and just felt that my body needed to break the fast. And that's one of the things with fasting with me, is I really try to tune into what my body needs. I really try to hear the messages that it's sending to me. And when it is screaming, you need to break the fast, then I listen to it. Now, I do a very regiment protocol on how to break my fast, especially on longer ones. But even on my daily fasting, intermittent fasting, I always break with a 1/2 cup to a cup of bone broth. I just heat it up and drink that first. And it is really good for you because it has leucine in it, and it lines your GI tract and helps repair the GI tract. So when you start intaking food, that it can actually get absorbed easier. So that's what I do. It's been highly recommended from the different doctors that I follow with fasting. And so I do the bone broth, and then I usually wait, maybe 20, 30 minutes or so. And on longer fasts, then I break it with usually something fermented, very easy. And the thing that I usually do is a dish called kimchi jjigae. It has a lot of kimchi in it. And it has I make it with bone broth, kimchi. It has tofu, cabbage, carrots. Actually, you can put really anything you want in it. I put a variety of different things, and it's usually a little bit different every single time. And my whole family likes this dish, and it's an easy dish to make. And I've been now, because I'm getting ready to break my fast, my 5-day water fast today, I have it cooking on the stove. I wish you could smell it, because it smells really good, and it's been very hard for me to not eat it while I've been cooking it. So I have been cooking this for 3 days now. You don't have to cook it that long, but I really like to do that. And I'm going to show you a picture of it right now. Hopefully you can see it. And there it is. And it's slowly cooking. And it is really yummy. I feel a little tired. I feel kind of empty in my tummy area. I don't have any hunger at all. And I think that those are some of the really cool things about this longer fast, is that you lose that hunger when ketones start increasing in your body. Now, usually day 2 is my hardest day to get through, and I go to bed early. So As soon as my husband gets home from work, he has not retired yet, but that's okay. Someone has to make the money. So when he gets home from work, shortly after he gets home, we usually go to bed. And it sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't, but I usually go to bed. I try to go to sleep. That one's a little bit harder for me. I try to get, calm and quiet. I have to refocus my mind on some kind of a mantra or meditation to just get myself into a quiet space. And hopefully then I fall asleep and stay asleep. That doesn't always work out. And I probably will do some more videos on those topics later on. But I just wanted to let you know and introduce myself, some about me, what this channel is going to really involve. I hope to bring you some really cool nuggets on different things that I'm going to be doing soon. I have several trips coming up. I am going to be going to Scotland for a week for my youngest daughter's rocket competition. I know, a rocket competition? How cool is that? So I can't wait to see what that involves. That is up in Scotland. And it's a little tiny peninsula near Campbelltown, if you want to research that a little bit. They're going to be doing the rocket competition at an RAF base there. And then shortly after that, we head down to London, and then we're going to attend the Metallica concert. Metallica is one of my favorite bands. I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and so yes, I am one of those kids that loves Metallica. And after the concert, then my youngest daughter and I are actually going to fly to Japan to visit my oldest daughter and her husband and my granddaughter. So I will hopefully do a little bit of a video maybe on several of those little trips and what that involves. And hopefully you like it. I hope you enjoy this channel. All right, bye.